Happening today, Governor Ron DeSantis will be back in South Florida this afternoon. CBS 4 News has learned the governor is expected to remove Broward Sheriff Scott Israel from office. Since a deadly shooting at Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, the sheriff has been criticized for how he and his deputies handled the massacre.
During his campaign, the governor promised he would hold law enforcement accountable, and he's expected to fulfill that promise today. CBS 4's Carey Codd is live near Fort Lauderdale with more on what's expected to happen. Carey.
That's right. There's a lot of anticipation about this announcement today. And as you mentioned, multiple sources have confirmed to CBS 4 News that Governor Ron DeSantis is expected to remove Sheriff Israel from his post here at BSO, and also that the governor is expected to name former Coral Springs Police Sergeant Gregory Toney to be the next sheriff of Broward County. For the families of Parkland victims, they say these moves, should they officially happen later today, are long overdue. After months of speculation and criticism, it appears that Broward Sheriff Scott Israel is about to be out of a job. Governor Ron DeSantis scheduled a news conference for 3 p.m. Friday outside BSO headquarters regarding holding public officials accountable. Sources tell CBS 4 News that means Israel will be removed from his position, even though just yesterday BSO put out this picture of Sheriff Israel saying he was hard at work. There is no official confirmation on Israel's status, but Andrew Pollack, whose daughter Meadow was murdered at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School, weighed in on Twitter. "I have waited on today for over 9 months," he wrote. Elena Petty was also murdered at Stoneman Douglas. Her father, Ryan, says the failure of BSO deputies to rush into the freshman building to confront the shooter and an active shooter policy that allowed them to avoid doing so is evidence of a failure of leadership at BSO.
I called for Sheriff Israel to resign, and he's refused to do that. So I've subsequently called for his removal, and I hope that the governor will do that today.
Petty said those in charge of responding to the shooting have not acted quickly enough or sufficiently enough to fix mistakes that happened.
The response from those that had a responsibility to make sure that our kids and our teachers were safe at school have still not recognized the mistakes that were made that day and tried to change them.
Multiple sources confirmed to CBS 4 News that the new sheriff will be former Coral Springs Police Sergeant Gregory Toney. He would be the county's first black sheriff. His resume cites advanced degrees, and he is president of a company focused on active shooter training and response, including efforts to train civilians on stop the bleed techniques. For families of those whose loved ones died on February 14th, they long ago lost faith in Sheriff Israel and have demanded new leadership.
It's time for a change. It's time for new leadership. It's time for us to have a sheriff in Broward County that can represent the entire community and make sure that we're safe.
Now, if he is removed, it's expected that Sheriff Israel would fight that decision either in the Florida State Senate or in court. I spoke to several sources about these moves today. A longtime veteran law enforcement officer here at BSO said they don't know much about the expected new Sheriff Gregory Toney, so naturally there are a lot of questions about what he might bring to the agency. I also spoke with a source with knowledge of the Coral Springs Police. They told me that Gregory Toney is known as someone who is charismatic, hard-working, with a strong resume and a proven dedication to public service. Live at BSO, Carey Codd, CBS 4 News.